What's good, gang? How are we doing today? Hope you boys are ready to chill because this is Chillin' with Dylan, episode number 10. That intro could have been cringy, but we're trying new things around here. Also, if you're on the visual, I got a beard and a mustache going. Let me know how it looks down below. Anyways, my guest today is Logan Down. He's been on the show before. He's in one of my classes and we did a radio show together the other day and I decided to use it as a podcast once again. We had a good conversation and I think you guys will like this episode. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, turn on post notifications. If you're on Spotfiy, hit that follow button. And if you need a new listening platform, all the platforms are down below where this podcast airs at. So be sure to check those out. Last plug, I promise. Follow my Instagram, Dylan Dalton, DYLANDALT1_. Once again, DYLANDALT1_ to give me some questions to ask the guest or just questions you want me to answer every time I do the podcast. And I hope you enjoy it. You're going to be chilling with me and my boy
Logan Down
for the next hour, bro. We're back again. It's late.
That's right.
Real quick, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Cool. Perfect. Anyways, boys, we're here. It's Monday, 9 to 10, chilling with Dylan, how we always do. Logan from Down to Talk. He's here with me again. So
that's me.
Let's run it. What's good? How was your day today?
Great. Well, it was I.
Why was it I?
I slept in too long, but I don't have class today, so I can.
You don't have class on Monday, Wednesday, Friday?
I don't have class Monday or Friday.
That's crazy. You only have one class on Wednesday.
I know.
Wait, what grade are you?
I'm a 9th grader.
What class are you?
It's like I'm almost a junior.
So wait, how many credits are you taking?
This time is 12.
Oh, I thought you were going to say 9. So you have 4 classes on Tuesday and Thursday? 2 classes.
3, then the one on Wednesday.
That's crazy.
But since our Tuesday, Thursday class, they're like an hour 20, hour 15.
Yeah, that's chalk. 3 of them on that day?
Yeah, but it's not bad. I have one at 8:30 to 10 to 9:45. They have another class at 1 to 1:20, then or 1:15, 2:15, then 2:30 to 3:45.
Isn't it weird thinking like at one point in time we went to school all day long in high school?
Yeah.
Like 7 to 3 every day?
7 hours, right?
Every day for like 12 years. No.
7 to 3, yeah.
18 years.
Never to 3. It was more like 2:20.
Yeah.
Or 2:50.
But still, like 8 a.m. It's a long time.
Oh, it wasn't 8. It was 7:30.
7:30. Come on.
Because I remember like
first bell.
You would want to wake up at like 6:30, get ready, eat,
that was
whatever.
Tough.
A lot of high school, we did like early morning practices.
For what?
For swimming.
Oh, you're on the swim team?
Yeah, all 4 years.
Oh, I didn't know you were cool like that.
And I went to those more my first year because in 9th grade, you're still in the middle school, so your class schedule is the middle school time.
And up north, huh?
Yeah. So in high school, they get out earlier, but in middle school, you start later.
That's crazy.
So instead of starting, they really all started at the same time normally, but on Fridays, you'd start at like 9:15 or something to get off at the same time.
That's dope.
So I liked it my freshman year doing morning practices because you wake up at, I think you get there at 5:30. So you wake up at 5, get ready to get dressed, go swimming, you get done at 7. Then then I had time to change, go back, eat, like kind of get ready for school. Versus like in high school, like it was 5:30 to 7.
To get ready.
5:30 to 7 in the pool.
Oh, in the pool.
Yeah, or like 6:30. It was at least an hour, so at least 6:30 to 7
in the morning.
Yeah, then they gave you time to get ready at the pool, then drive to school.
So the pool wasn't at your school?
No, we didn't have a pool in my school. We went to Kearns Rec Center.
Pool in your school?
Pool in my school. Well, a lot of older schools have pools in the school.
That's a vibe.
We would 12 minutes.
We love schools and pools. Those are my boys right there.
It was like 12-minute drive to like Kearns Rec Center where they did the Olympics, like the skiing and stuff.
Oh yeah.
I feel like the Kearns is like part of Kearns is known for in 2002
when the Olympics was there.
Yeah, for the speed skating.
That's crazy.
They have like a really big ice skate rink.
I think we talked about that in the last podcast for the Cedar Break.
Yeah, for the Cedar Break podcast.
That's a whole different podcast. Yeah. Oh, we're on 3 podcasts.
Then they had, when I was younger, they just had like an open pool, like open lap pool as part of, because part of Kearns, they have like, they're all, not like a water park, but like more like I don't know what, because it's a rec center like attached to it. So that has like those buckets that fill up and dump like for the kids.
Yeah.
So but when a kid, they just had an open lap pool. Then before I got into like middle school, they like put like a dome around it. So it was now cut off. Still would get cold, but not like if it was outside. So it was still like an indoor pool, but it was like really big.
Yeah.
Because it's still Olympic size, like one way.
Huh.
So that's where we
cool.
practice.
That's dope, though.
Yeah.
I was on the swim team in middle school.
Yeah.
For a year.
Dang.
It was
swimming's
so crazy.
like tough.
It is tough, but it's
especially
fun.
like the first month. Like if you haven't swam in a while, the first month like you're dying.
It's rough.
Because like you feel out of shape. Like you don't before getting in, you don't feel out of shape. But then you're like, man, like my lung capacity is like, because swimming is the best aerobic exercise for your lungs.
Yeah.
Like more than running, more than like cycling. It's like swimming's the best to like recruit your lungs. So like especially if you just have an average, especially if you're just not swimming, like when you get back into swimming, you realize how like you feel like you have asthma.
That's valid.
It's like you can't breathe.
Did you only swim? Or
I did 2 other sports. So I did swimming all 4 years.
Oh.
Then I did track and field my last 2 years, so junior and senior year. Then my senior year, I picked up club volleyball that we had.
Oh, that's fun. Volleyball's a vibe.
I love flexing on people. Like at least I used to a lot. I was like, I was captain of the volleyball team. They'd be like, oh yeah, like JV, but you know.
I mean, hey, it still counts.
Because like all before I joined, they only had enough kids for one team. Then I joined, they just had a couple more. So, but like I was the only senior on the team, and like I think the oldest, like the rest of them were like the 8th and 9th or maybe 10th graders. Huh. But then I was captain and I was on this team, and it was kind of fun.
Interesting. That's fun though.
Yeah, I remember I wore these super like high shorts when I'd play. It was so funny.
That's always valid.
They're like my track shorts, but I just like wore them through volleyball, and volleyball is more used to like longer shorts.
Right.
So it's always funny.
So you were a track star.
My dad was. Yeah. So he kind of wanted me to I wanted to do it. My dad was really good when he was young. Yeah. Like this won't mean anything, but he was really good at pole vaulting because he grew up in Oregon, so he did track and field in like elementary school. Yeah. But then the elementary schools would compete against each other. Then the middle schools would compete against each other.
That's crazy. In elementary, huh? Yeah.
So he did like it was just like a thing he did for a long time, but he pole vaulted like 14 feet, which is like really good, like which is really good, especially at the time. So like, and I did pole vault for like a year, but
that's crazy.
Wasn't as.
That's wild to think about, huh? You were to pole vault. You did it before.
Yeah, I did it for my first year.
That's sketchy. Yeah, I would never pole vault.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I watch videos when they break and like it hits them or they fall. Ooh.
I saw a video of a guy who did a backflip. Like, backflip. So he goes over the bar, then he does a backflip as he falls.
Misses the pad.
Kind of style, and then he lands on the pad.
Ooh, that's tough.
Yeah.
Skydiving. You ever go skydiving?
No.
Why not?
Never been.
Would you?
Maybe. Yeah.
Potentially.
Yeah, it's not like a bucket list item, but
they say it's like as soon as it's that first jump off the plane.
Yeah.
Then you're good.
Then you're fine.
At first.
I don't think they do. I don't think you can really jump by yourself anymore. You have to jump with somebody.
Well, yeah, you got to jump with somebody for 100 jumps. Then you get your own. No, you got to jump for somebody for 10. Then you can jump by yourself.
That makes sense.
You know how many jumps you have to get a GoPro? At least here in Utah. At least 250 jumps max to be able to wear a GoPro.
Really?
That's
you
crazy.
Can't just wear one and jump?
You know how much it costs to jump one time? Like $100, probably more.
Yeah, okay.
And you can't wear a GoPro. It's like illegal until you have 250 jumps under your belt. That's crazy, huh?
That's crazy.
No way. And my friends go all the time, and they were telling me that every time they jump out of the plane, all the homies jump out. It takes them about 3 minutes to fall, but the plane always beats them all down. Even the first guy.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I know it's like off topic.
Dang, that's pretty cool, though.
Yeah. The plane just beats them down every time, no matter what.
Yeah.
Weird. Super weird. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that would be. It's nothing like I fear. Like I don't fear being in a plane and jumping, but I feel like that's not something like, oh, bro, let's go skydiving.
Yeah. Like on the weekend, you're not just saying, let's go skydiving.
Yeah.
I think you got to plan up to that.
Yeah.
That's just like the most crazy thing you can do, I think.
I remember listening to this comedian when I was growing up, and he tells a story of him jumping off a plane with a bunch of his buddies, and he's like, yeah, either you could be tied with somebody, or you could do this like hour course and you could jump by yourself. Then I was like 5 when hearing this, so he talks about he's going and he's like free diving for a while, then he pulled his chute. then the strap that's around his like groin like pulls super hard, and he talks about squishing a twin, and like the whole time I'm like 5 years old, and I'm like I don't understand what he's talking about until years later. I'm like, man, that hurts, because he said he feels like he was dying ever since he was parachuting all the way until he lands. Then, cause he's like, I think I felt it go down my pants, and like,
that's tough.
yeah, it's kind of funny. What?
Ooh, no sir, not for me.
Yeah.
Right, Mr. Down. I was gonna ask you a question about that. It was somewhat off topic, but I
Tell
forgot.
me.
Oh, how much Fortnite did you play today? You
I
skydived in that game.
didn't play any today.
You didn't play. That's cap.
Not
Yeah,
today.
no classes today.
Nothing. I woke up late.
You woke up late. There's no way you didn't play Fortnite.
I didn't play any. Nothing.
What did you do all day?
Woke up late.
What is it considered late? I'm curious.
I'm not gonna. 2 o'clock.
That's crazy.
I know. I never wait. Like when I normally sleep in, it's like days like this. It's like 9:30, 10. Because I like to go to the gym. Or I like to eat something, then get ready to go to the gym. Like especially when I have like days like this.
How long's in between that?
Hour and a half.
Not bad.
Because I try to, especially because my degree was nutrition. Or the last class I took was all about like sports nutrition, how like nutrition is related to athletes. So I have all these numbers are still in my head. So I'm like, oh, I should eat this many amount of carbs still before I work out to like, so I don't run out of energy during. Then I have to bring something sugary during my workout so I can continue. If I want to go over an hour, then
yeah.
So usually like I don't wake up, get ready, and then go. Like that's not. Like if I wake up, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go in an hour and a half. That means I eat 150 grams of carbs. And I was like, okay, but that means I should watch something while I eat all this food. Then I'll watch a show, or watch like an episode, or like a YouTube video real quick. Then I'm like, I have to get clothes to get ready to go to the gym, because sometimes I found instead of like washing clothes every time I use it at the gym. Like example, like these clothes I'm wearing, like I wore at the gym just barely.
Yeah.
Like I don't sweat a ton at the gym. Like even in general, I'm like 2 out of 10 sweat level. So at the gym, if I don't do any cardio, I'm like 3 out of 10. Like I sweat a little, but it's not like you can smell it. It's not like I really feel it.
Yeah.
And maybe it's a little bit more if I do some. I'm like running or walking or whatever.
What about during the sets? Are you going till you can't go anymore, or do you like kind of just your reps? That's it. That's all you do.
I think it just depends. Depends on like the style. I do tend to do more of going until I can't, for 2 to 3 sets.
That's the move though, right? Go until you can't.
Yeah, like that's how you can like activate the most muscles. But sometimes like today, like there'll be some movements I'm like, okay, I'm a cap at 5, but this is gonna be a really heavy load. So it's going to be the most I can at the load. My muscles aren't going to be the most taxed, but they're going to be taxed in a different way. Yeah. Because it's a lower rep thing.
That's not bad.
So sometimes with my clothes, instead of washing it every time, because it's not like I feel like for guys, it's like, they're not clean, but they're not dirty. They're like in that in-between phase. Yeah. Like you wear it once or twice. But
come on, you have to.
So what I'll do a lot of the time, if it's in the in-between phase, I'll put it into the dryer and get some fabric spray that you would use for your couch or whatever. Then spray it in my clothes, then run it for like 10 minutes, and they'll like de-wrinkle until you smell everything. So they'll be like brand new, and I can wear them for 1 or 2 times before having to wash them again.
That's vibes.
Yeah, so it helps me save clothes, because I feel like this type of shirt is like more like they tend to shrink more. So the less I can wash them, or less dry them, the less they shrink. So this is how I kind of like space them out. At the same time, I'm not wearing like dirty clothes when I go to the gym.
I mean, that's valid.
So that's why it's like an hour and a half, because like I got to eat, watch a show while I eat, then prepare my clothes. I'm like, then today I was like, I got to shave. Then that's going to be actually like 10 to 5 minutes. Then I was like, okay. And I always shower before the gym to kind of like, it's not like a cold shower. It's usually just like medium, like warm water to kind of just like just get ready. Like, okay, to kind of not really wake myself up because it's not cold, but enough to be like, okay, I'm ready to go to the gym. You know,
interesting.
So, and sometimes you sweat a little while you sleep, and that's so.
How many days a week do you miss at the gym?
Do I miss?
Yeah, how many times do you miss the gym?
What do you mean miss the gym?
Like how many days do you not go?
Sunday.
That's it.
Yeah.
You hit 6 days and don't go Sunday.
That's right.
You vibe on Sunday?
That's right. Vibe with the Lord.
There you go.
Vibe with the Lord.
That's all we do. That's all we can do on Sunday. The Sabbath.
Yeah, I know.
That's crazy.
It's the bomb.
It is the bomb. That was funny. How much? What was I gonna say? That threw me off guard. There's a guy that walked by.
Yeah.
How much? You do like a arm day, but like chest day, leg day. Let's go with it.
When I first started lifting, the first time I ever went to the gym independently was the year in between my junior and senior year. The first time I ever did that. This is like a long story to answer your question.
It's okay.
But there was this guy that I did like landscaping over the summer, and there's this guy that's telling me, because before this we had some like weights in my basement, and I remember like doing biceps until like curls until like I couldn't, so I could like see some veins. Then I remember like the next day being like, I can't even move my arms. Like, how do people work out every day? So like a couple years later, between my junior and senior year, I'm talking to this guy I'm working with. He's like, yeah, like I train this one muscle. Then the next day I train a different muscle. I'm like, you're doing that? Like, you need rest like in between. But I find I do different muscles in different days, because as one muscle is like still trying to like repair itself from what it was the last day, I just work a different muscle that has time to relax and is ready to work out. So what I do now, I do a modified, which means like a chain version of a push-pull legs. So all the muscles that you would use for a push, like chest, interior delts, some shoulders and triceps, or like a pull day where you use your back, your biceps, and some other parts, other muscles. I tend to do that, but I tend to like stack it a little different to help my shoulder.
I need that, Chief.
So that's what I do, because I find I never had like really big shoulder problems, but at times I'm not like the super strongest. So at times my shoulders, even if I have really good form, will eventually get tired, because they're kind of like the shoulder joints being pushed in with the force going down.
Yeah.
So sometimes I have to do exercise that like decompress it.
Right.
So an example, like for like if I'm doing squats, like as I'm squatting, the weight is pushing down on my spine.
Right.
So maybe afterwards I'll do some like dead hangs where you're just holding on the bar, you're not doing any pull-ups, and you're just like hanging there, and that'll decompress your spine, so there won't be any spine issues.
Interesting.
So I do that similar thing with my shoulder. Like my different benches will push in my shoulder joint. Then after that, I'll do a couple of things, some like face pulls to like decompress my shoulder, to pull my shoulder out during the movement.
Do you have any homies that spot you?
Sometimes I feel like I know a lot of people at the gym, so I don't ask for too many spots anymore, but I feel like I can ask anyone.
That's good. And they'll help out.
Yeah, I feel like
everyone there is trying to improve themselves, I guess.
Oh yeah, like today, like normally I don't complain about it being busy, but today I walked in, I was like, this is busy.
Yeah, like every machine was filled up.
Yeah, like, or you could just tell, or there's just people sitting down waiting for machines. But even though it was really busy as I walked in, it doesn't really stress me out, because I know so many people at the gym. That I'm like, oh, you're working on the machine I want to work with. Can I work in with you? And you're like, yes. Or like, hey, when you're done, or it's like, oh, 2 sets. Then I'll like wait. I'll just communicate or work in. But at the same time, like, oh, if I want to do incline bench, then like a face pull, then like normal bench. If I can't do in that order or something's taken, then I'll just switch. I'm like, okay, what's my plan B? What's my plan C? So it may not be in the order I normally want to do it. Yeah. But instead of waiting 10, 20 minutes for it to be in my order and spending an extra hour just waiting, I'll just do it in a different order, which it may not be what I normally do, but I still do all my lifts by themselves.
That's cool though, right?
Yeah.
Cardio every day too, huh?
Most.
That's what I've heard, that everyone does cardio no matter what.
That's not true, but
the only reason I'm asking all this is because I've been slacking past week and a half.
I find I just walk. That's what I do on the treadmill. I watch some anime, or like people watching anime.
You watch people watch anime?
Yeah, that's right. Like I've watched an anime, and I've liked certain parts, so I like other people reacting to it and getting the same reaction that I liked.
So that's you. You do that too.
Yeah.
I thought it was just me. I don't do that with anime. I do that with music. I like watching people react to music.
I think it's super cool, especially like if you had like emotionally like attached, because I feel like anime, there's a lot of emotions, like positive, negative, or like hating a character or liking a character. I feel like when someone else has like a similar thing, then you're like, yeah, that's awesome. So I have a couple guys that I'll watch that have good like opinions on things that I watch, or like they express what they're thinking more than I would. Like I'm watching a show, I'm like, okay, like I'm just like now I'm thinking about it all in my head. But when somebody's reacting to it for a channel, they like pause, like, man, that was super cool, as that character was like blah blah blah, like that, like so that's so emotional. I'm like, yeah, that's right. Like it's kind of like pulls what I'm thinking. I just like agree. I'm like, yeah, you're right. That's what I think too. You know?
I just got a good idea for you then.
What?
The person I had on my podcast last week.
Yeah.
He has a TikTok with, I think he has 287,000 followers.
Dang.
You know what he does?
What?
Reacts to anime. That's literally it. And
Oh, yeah, I think you were telling me about him.
He'll
Like,
get millions of views.
Doesn't he react to like not anime, but people making anime, right?
No. He like fan made.
Yeah. Fan made.
But also actual anime too.
Okay, yeah.
And he just makes tags.
Yeah, I think I wasn't telling you this, but with Dewey Da Vinci, the guy who after you,
Dewey Da Vinci.
he does most of the time he does the deep dive with Dewey Da Vinci, which I think is a super cool. Like he'll like deep dive into a subject, like we did the first movie of Kung Fu Panda, like all the meanings and stuff, which was super cool. Or he had a deep dive into like Bo Burnham, like all his whole like comedy thing, and afterwards, like, bro, you should do like this, but like a voiceover for like movies and stuff, because I feel like he did such a good job doing Kung Fu Panda. Yeah. That I was like, man, you should just record your voice, then just like edit like the frames that you're recording. Yeah. Like I see people do movie reviews all the time with like different points of view that they're talking about, and I feel like Dewey Da Vinci would do such a good job doing this. Dewey Da Vinci should get on that train. Yeah. Oh, I brought this up because I was talking to him about this after we recorded once. I was like, yeah. And I was like, oh, awesome. And I was telling him the thing like I'm trying to work on. I was like, but I've also thought about doing like a reaction thing, something I can do independently by myself, that I can edit all by myself. It's nothing too complicated, that I can do daily. So there's other projects I'm working that are more like once or twice a week things that you've helped me on, that are more reliant on time and people. Yeah. But also finding something kind of like your friend reacting to anime, that's very limited, like supplies, limited stuff, but you can do it anywhere, anytime, but still have things coming out while you're working on bigger things. You want me to I can't speak today. I'm tired. You want me to be honest with you about that? You know, I do every day. I know. It works. 4 o'clock. What? 4 o'clock. What about 4 o'clock? You make a TikTok. Is that what you're telling me? Yeah, I make a TikTok. You know, I make a TikTok about lately. Space. No, I stopped doing all that. What do you do now? Dalton is kind of like gone downhill a little bit. I'm not gonna cap. But EXO. I've been posting a lot on EXO. I think in the past 2 weeks. EXO's your new thing, right? Yeah. In the past 2 weeks, I've gotten 3 TikToks to hit over 100,000 views. Really? For Minecraft. From playing Minecraft, reacting to Minecraft. I found a good formula where I find something cool about Minecraft and make a very well edited TikTok about that. Give me an example. Like, give me an audio of something you did. Have you played Minecraft? Yes. Do you know how many strongholds spawn in every single world to go to the end? No. I figured that out and I made a video about that. I made it interesting. Oh, got 300,000 views. 128 in each world, in case you wanted to know. Dang. Yeah. So that's a vibe. It's easy. And Minecraft is the easiest thing to get views from. So I've been doing that. You know what I mean? And I've thought about, I was showing you my logo for like the Down to Talk. Mm-hmm. I've thought of it because I kind of, as I've told you, been inspired by like the Sidemen. Yeah. Like the Sidemen's like, Sidemen, then they have more Sidemen, then Sidemen reacts, and then Sidemen clips, then they have a couple more that even the YouTubers that do it like not Rudolph, like Ralph, or like some of the other ones, or even like Mini Mincer, or like like Simon, like all of them has that within their own. Like Simon has his own reacts, and like each of them have almost their own video games. And I think it's so cool with the thing I'm trying to do, like the Down to Talk. Like, that'd be a great thing for like a talk show, podcast. But what about Down to React? Like I'm down to react, like, and it's also my last name. It's vibes. Like, Down to Laugh. Maybe that's more like comedy things that I do, watching comedy specials or whatever, or my own comedy stuff. I'm like, Down to Laugh or whatever. I'm like, I could use my whole down to thing, but then my other thing could just be whatever niche I'm going to. So whatever down you're listening to, you're like, this is about him talking about things, or this is about him reacting to things. Yeah. So I can still like have something similar to what they're doing. That's good though. That's good. You're starting to open your eyes a little bit, which is a good thing. It's very hard though, but if you got the time, you could do it. I got the time. I got Mondays and Fridays. I got Exotic, I got Dylan Dalton, I got EXO, I got EXO Reacts, and I have EXO Shorts. See? Guess how much I post in all of those? Not enough. That's what I'm saying. There's too much going on. So I'm cutting back. But if you want to do that, go for it. Especially reacting. Reacting's really easy. Yeah, I was thinking like there's bigger things that I want to do, but if I'm stressing myself out to do these bigger things, then I'll do them less and less because there's so much. It's more effort, that it's more effort because I'll need people, I'll need time, more time to edit. I'll need these things. So yeah, those things are important. Those things I want to do, but doing things that I can control. I can control me recording me. I can control me editing me, and like on my time, make this like 30 minutes to record, hour, whatever to edit. I can do that all by myself. Don't need someone else.
Yeah.
Then also doing those bigger projects.
That's when it gets a little like tricky though, because it's nice to do that 30 minutes recording, hour of editing, right? Title, thumbnail, all that stuff. Then you upload it, you get 10 views. Okay. But you take a clip from that same video you spent 3 hours on, put a few subtitles on it. It takes you 30 minutes, whatever. You post it, you get 10,000, right? Because it's a short. Very, very demotivating because like I can do the exact same thing on a short form. Potential for millions of views. Spend what were we saying? 3 hours to like make something. It's like almost not even worth it at this point.
And the whole thing about me, that bigger thing is that if I did spend the time to do like that thing that and besides having like the full, I've seen I've seen videos on TikTok about this.
Yeah.
I feel like when I'm like I've seen this article, like no, I saw a video
on TikTok
about it, like long exposure and short exposure content. Yeah. I'm like, oh, like these videos that I record that are 10 minutes is kind of longer. At the same time, I can cut them into all these little pieces for short exposure ones as well.
But see, at that point, it's literally like YouTube's now paying for shorts. They're going to blow TikTok out of the water because they're actually paying for views on shorts now. Not a whole lot, but they are doing it. So therefore, one day YouTube Shorts will be the move, right?
Yeah. I also saw something that I was really like interesting about. I saw a guy. It was like 2015. I came out with this video that was like, this was right before the Force Awakens, like the 7th movie came out. He's like, I made right before it came out. There was all this hype before it. So I was like, I made like a Star Wars thing. It was like, 1 through 6, like a summary, 7 minutes, talking about all of it super fast. And he was like, I posted it, but I posted it and I said, the story of Star Wars. Didn't get anything. Then I reposted and said, movie review 1 through 6. Then it blew up because the timing of it was perfect because everybody's about to watch. And I was like, man,
Force Awakens, yeah.
It's like that's so. I never even thought about timing your videos to what's happening. So I'm thinking like, Squid Games is coming back in June. If something Squid Games related before, because there'll be trailers, there'll be things dropped, people waiting for it because it's so big. Attack on Titan comes back in March. So like there's things that even if I don't have inspiration about, like I like those things, then I could like talk about it. Like down to talk or whatever, then I can have those clips up, posted right before it comes out during whatever. Well, that hype's already up. That I don't have to build the hype of myself, but I can talk about my own opinion during the hype.
So therefore, this was another question I could ask you. This is me basically, what do they call it? Projecting.
Yeah.
But when you do this down to talk, right? You're talking about what do you call it? Squid Games. You're talking about Squid Games one episode. Okay. Next episode, you got me on there. Say I come on your show. And then next episode, you're talking about girls, right? Dating. What happens when we got to niche up? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, what are we going to do? Are you just going to talk whatever you want to on Down to Talk? You don't care at all? Or are you going to niche? Could you do a podcast forever talking about movies or video games or whatever?
And that's where I kind of think like my like down to other things. Well, it comes in like, down to reacts. Like, let's go back and react to the Squid Games because there's been all this. The second season going to come out, so let's react to the first season again. Yeah. Even though I've seen it, let's do other things that are still the niche that I'm doing. But it's like with that. So to answer your question, say yes and no. Like for example, if it's like long exposure for sort of like a podcast or like a talk show, maybe that's like a part of what I talk about, because I feel like a lot of mine I do are just like conversations and they like go through different subjects.
Yeah.
So it's still like I feel like it could be highlighted, like this week we actually talked about Squid Games, and I could pull that clip and throw it up.
Right.
Since there's the popularity, I don't think I can just do one niche, but I can use that same niche to be put in with my different niches if it's like a short reaction.
And that's valid. And the only reason I'm asking is because Chillin with Dylan is now unintentionally kind of a YouTube based podcast.
Okay.
Because everyone I have on the show, I always end up talking about YouTube with.
Oh, that works.
And I don't want to niche up as YouTube, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know. We'll see how it goes in the future. But
Hey, that makes sense. And I feel like at times you can like move a niche to like a certain way, but it's maybe not smart to like move it super fast.
Yeah.
Or like this week, we're like, oh, I'm a fitness influencer this week. Next week, I'm reacting to movies on the same channel. But like, oh, just make a different channel so the people who like you for your fitness influencing, like, oh, I also like movies, and on this different page or this different channel, he's reacting to movies, and I like him as a guy, so I'll watch him react to movies or whatever.
That's always how it should be.
Yeah,
but it's hard.
And
Easier said than done.
I feel like that's with me with like the whole Sidemen thing. Like I'm like, oh, like the whole reason I watched them, I saw Mr. Beast video where they like collabed and they did something. I was like, who are these random Joes? Like I've never seen. Then there's 7 Sidemen, and I've at times watched individual Sidemen, only them react to something because I've liked them, but I want to see them do something else. I'm like, oh, that I've want to like explore different ways.
Did you ever watch those diss tracks?
No.
Unbelievable. You need to see it.
No.
The
new KSI song that just dropped with Oliver Trees. Do you know who that guy is?
Oliver Tree.
Yeah.
Oliver Trees.
Yeah, they came up with a song together.
Do you know what Oliver Tree did?
What did he do?
He created a product called Slime, directly bagging on Prime, and KSI made a song with him. That's crazy.
That's kind of funny though. Slime.
Logan Paul's going to be in the UFC.
Really?
He just signed with Dana White.
Oh, Logan Paul. Yeah.
Logan Paul. Who do you think I said?
I thought you.
Oh, I think it's you. Because your name's
No,
Logan?
no.
Oh, okay.
Because I was like, oh, like, you know, Jake Paul's talking about wanting to be in the NFL. So I was like,
Jake Paul's talking about doing everything.
I know. So that's why I was like, oh, Logan. I was like, I haven't heard anything about Logan, but
Logan's a guy.
I know. Well, I haven't heard anything. Like, I know Logan's in the WWE now,
Yeah,
but
he's crazy.
after hurting his knee, but I think
He hurt his knee.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Oh,
He went back the other day, I think.
I haven't heard of him doing anything new. That's why I was like, oh,
That's fair.
UFC.
Are you trying to transcend like that? Like if you could, not saying.
Explain more. What do you mean by transcend?
Like the boys, Logan and Jake, right?
The boys.
They were in high school. They do Vine. They get big. They start doing YouTube.
Jake being on Disney Channel.
That too.
I didn't know that until I was like, oh.
That's crazy, huh?
I wasn't that young yet.
Yeah, that's fair. Millions, right?
Yeah.
Then they go from Vine to YouTube to Disney Channel. Now they're in boxing.
I thought they did Disney Channel then YouTube and
it was Vine, Disney Channel while doing both of them, and then YouTube.
Got it. At least Jake was. I know Logan wasn't.
Yeah.
Okay.
But anyways, like started from the bottom, like us right now. Logan was in college.
That's right.
And then now he's in the WWE. Like he's no longer a YouTuber. They're both no longer YouTubers. They're both like almost household names by now, right?
Yeah.
They've become something else. It's no longer.
What's Logan Paul's podcast called?
Impulsive.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
I thought that was, what's his name's?
No.
What was Andrew Schultz's?
Flagrant.
Oh, they kind of give this one word.
It is the same vibe.
Okay, sorry.
But anyways, they've just transcended from being
what
like.
I want to be to go nothing to somebody. Is that what you asked me?
I mean, yeah, if you want to put it that basic, but like, I mean, like, as far because like when they're out there doing that kind of stuff, the way I look at it is like when the boys are like from Ohio and they turn into that, like to me that's crazy. And it's like anything's possible. So like, would you always want to do Down to Talk and Down to React and whatever else the Upsiding, the other one was called, or would you like want to continue to like ascend, if that makes sense?
I feel like doing this would help me ascend.
I said ascend, but yeah.
Ascend, yeah.
Elevate, whatever.
So if like these things, I would say more like the podcast or like the YouTube still going on, but maybe like react, like let's say everything blows up, like I do well for years and years. Like yeah, I could see if I go into, an example, these bigger careers that like Jake and Logan have gone into. Maybe if it's not the same thing, but something bigger. Maybe it's like more movies or whatever.
Yeah.
I could see me stop doing like reactions. I could see myself stop doing the smaller things, but still doing
the bigger things.
So it's like, oh, if my podcast gets bigger, then there'll be more people sponsoring, more famous people on, and then that will be its own thing, kind of like Two Bears One Cave is. Like they're still comedians, but they also have this thing that's kind of like helps them still be like relevant, even though they're not touring all the time.
Do you listen to them at the gym?
No.
Okay. What do you listen to at the gym? Hyped up music?
It kind of depends. There's like one of 3 genres. There's like
the gym.
super hype, like rap type of stuff, like Juice World or like that type of stuff. And then there's like songs that aren't per se gym songs, but they just have like a good build into the chorus. Because I feel like a lot of gym songs, I like songs that give me like 20 to like 50 seconds before the chorus drops or the beat drops or whatever, so I can like get ready on the bar, like, and just like then go like when it goes, instead of like turning it on like Humble and I got 7 seconds before
it's a
before
different
it drops,
feeling, huh? It really is.
Or sometimes like I feel like girls don't really motivate me in a negative way at the gym anymore. But I feel like sometimes like when a relationship ends,
that's
or
the best
something,
time.
Yeah, I feel like now, like, I have nothing. Girls like that don't really like pull my emotions like that. Like, if I stop talking to a girl and I stop talking to a girl, it's just like whatever. But like it used to be like, but at times I'll like poke into that like song profile, or I'll find songs that will bring my emotions up for some reason, or songs be like, oh, like women deserve less, or something that I like.
That's crazy.
That has got me like wild up in the past.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I should like life sucks. Like, yeah, it does. And then I'm like,
so is that a universal male thing?
What?
It must be universal for males to like do that about women, like in the gym, I guess.
Yeah, because it was kind of like gym motivation. It's like, it didn't work out. Then like, she broke your heart or whatever. And then like, you didn't control the breakup. Like, the only thing you can control is becoming a good man.
There's nothing better. There's nothing better for the gym.
So I feel like that's happened to me like a lot since going to the gym. But I feel like now I give like women less power to control me.
But so you don't have any. I'm actually curious about that. You don't have like. I guess that's fair. Like, you're pretty far.
Like, I still talk to girls. Like, I still stop talking to girls. Like, it still happens, but I don't.
You're not brokenhearted about it.
Yeah.
When was the last time you were brokenhearted?
I don't know. It's probably been like months. Probably early fall.
That's both of us.
That's
crazy. And I can already feel mine like kind of starting to taper off a little bit.
Bro, it's been months. Like, get over it. It's been 4 months.
You can't control it, Logan.
I know. It was funny. Like, the one that I'm talking about, it was early summer. I started talking to this girl. We went on a few dates. Made her dinner and stuff. We kissed. It was nice. Like, nothing. It was good. But then it kind of like ended weird. But then I was like, okay. Then I never saw her for a long time. Then I'd see her at the gym once a month. Then I started seeing her like twice a week. Then I was like, okay, like that's like she's not gonna really affect me. The one of my friends started talking to her, and I was like, it's fine. Like, it's been months. It's not like we were like an item or anything. Then they started dating. And I remember like I found out, and I was like on the bench press. I was like, and like I think about time was like 205, and I was like my best was maybe been like 6, 7, and I did like 9, like 10. I failed, then I got back up, and I was like, yeah.
Why is that it though?
But
I'm actually curious about that.
What about what?
Like there's nothing else that'll make you go harder in the gym than a girl.
Because it's like
absolutely nothing.
You got like, because I feel
like if you lose your job, maybe you'll go hard, but like it won't be the same.
Yeah.
As losing a friend, still wouldn't feel the same as losing
weird.
A girl. It is weird, huh?
Yeah.
That's why
I feel it because like when you get attached to a girl, like in the way if you're dated for a long time or if you haven't dated a long time.
Yeah.
Because there's been those things like, oh, you got attached to a girl and you weren't even dating, or like, oh, like I feel like when you get attached, you kind of get more vulnerable with a girl, which like shares your feelings more. So like when they're neglected or like they're not cared about, like a good thing for me, like something I can relate to is like, oh, me taking off my shirt wearing a tank top at the gym. Like I don't do it that often, but when I do, like I feel nice. But if I'm doing it so often, but then I'm not feeling good about it, then I'm gonna do it less.
Right.
So like, oh, if I'm opening my heart to a girl or feelings or whatever it is, then it doesn't work out, or it's not valued, or the feelings aren't the same or whatever, then it just like ends. Then it was like pointless instead of just. Then I feel like it's just like you want to self improve because like to like make her regret it or whatever.
Emotions are weird, huh?
Yeah, but I feel like if you can control them in a good way, like example like this, if you had a breakup or whatever, you can control those positive emotions to improve.
Oh yeah.
Or if you're super positive, like, hey, I'm gonna keep going. Like you can use any emotion, I feel like, to like improve.
That's the only good part about a breakup is that, because like the breakup energy for like workouts,
It's something else.
untouchable. But like the bad emotions from breakups, we don't like those.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Anyways, that's just funny that you brought that up.
Yeah.
That was cool. I don't know. You want to keep going, or do you want to turn on some tunes?
Bro, you're the man.
All right, I bet we got 10 minutes. We can run it.
That's right.
We can run it for 10 more minutes. It's been a good
Who was
conversation.
this girl? Who was this girl that broke your
We're
heart?
not talking about it on the radio.
Okay.
There's been two. Been two big ones.
Just two?
There's
Okay.
been three. There's been three, but
Like, bro,
All
it's
in
like every
college.
4 months with me. I'm like, okay, like stuff it up at the gym.
no way.
What, like,
I couldn't do that.
well, these.
There's no way I could do it 3 times a year.
This honestly, part of the reason why I look the way I do, like, especially like 3 years ago when I started lifting, it was like every 3-4 months. I don't say I got attached to girls, but like things that I wanted to pursue a girl, then it didn't work out for different reasons. It always happened like every 3-4 months. So there was always remotivation to keep going. So slowly, like with more and more, I just got bigger and bigger.
But how many girlfriends have there been? Like long-term things that come to
The last 3 years, 0. That's been the crazy part about it.
what? Okay, in the whole time,
There's been like a lot of like you're a thing, but like you haven't been.
there's never been an actual relationship
Yeah,
ending.
but there's been a lot of like little like almost like you're almost there, like you that build up.
Every time it's been a relationship ending for me. I've never had like a little side thing that lasted a few months. Like it's always been a relationship. I'm not saying that. But those sound nicer than
I feel
full-blown
like-
relationships.
Right now, I feel like if you meet a girl realistically, if it's going well, within 4 to 6 weeks, she should be your girlfriend. Let's say
That's crazy.
if I meet a girl and like, man, we're hitting it off. Now maybe we're seeing her once to twice a week. Let's just say, because we like to see each other. Once or twice a week for 5 weeks. That's 10 times. 10 dates, 10 hangouts, plus. And at that point, whatever, like at that point, both 10 times, at least more than an hour. So that's at least 10 hours to 24 hours, 25 hours spending time with each other. You don't know if you want to be.
Okay, but like, are we like going to dinner on these 10 dates? Are we watching a movie?
Let's
Are we having?
let's say date and hang out every other. So you go date, first date, come over, watch the movie for another date. Then date, like a more of a date, hang out another date. Then,
But you're not hanging out every day. That's been my biggest problem.
no, that's what I'm saying. Like if like one day you go on a date, like it's a date, you go to dinner, movie or whatever. Then another time you just hang out, do homework together, watch a movie or whatever. And the next time you go date, you go like back and forth. Let's say if you go back and forth 5 times, so 10 times total, 5 dates, 5 hangouts. I feel like at that point you should feel like you've spent, let's say a date's 2 hours, then a date's 3 hours, hangout is 2 hours, that's 5 hours times 5, that's 25 hours. It's a whole day spending with someone.
What are the odds he just jumps in and joins a conversation?
Who?
Dewey Da Vinci. Probably low, huh?
He's married. But,
I know, but I guess that's valid.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But yeah.
Every time for me, it's always been like we're friends, we hang out a lot, and then it just happens.
Yeah. But I feel like the
I
way
never sought a girlfriend.
the way I'm describing is like you just met, then it clicks, then you just
That's
you
valid.
go. But I feel like the way you're talking about it's like more of a longer term where you become friends and you're like, oh, like and then you start flirting and there's a little bit more, but it's not. But I feel like in that case it could be longer. So
I just never gone on a date before. Like I've gone on a date. No. That sounded so bad. I've gone on dates with girlfriends,
okay.
but I've never like met somebody and just went on a date
Hey, you want
with
to go on
them.
a date? Like, okay,
All my girlfriends have always been friends I've had previously. That
Okay.
makes sense.
got it. Hey, that's okay too.
Interesting.
I was talking to my mom about this.
I know you're telling me.
Because me and my mom are talking. She's like, yeah, like you never find the girls that I say are cute that are cute. I was like, yeah, because they're not. Like my mom was like, I got this girl in mind for you, but they're like never that pretty. But I was like, besides this one time after my mission, I visited you at work. We went out for lunch, and it was like the receptionist was cute, and she was like, yeah, and she was so mad because like you just said hi to her, then like went to talk to me. You didn't really give her the time of day. You just said hi, then walked away. And she's so used to like being talked to and flirted with and complimented that she was, after I got home, I got back from lunch, she was like, who was that guy? He was so handsome. She was like all talking about you because you weren't giving her the type of attention.
That's how we do.
So I think it was cool because I think, wait, why am I talking about this?
That's how I feel. I don't know. I forgot.
Oh,
But
I feel like
your-
something
your
that
mom.
inspired me.
Your mom
My
always
mom.
telling you about dates. or
Yeah.
something.
So I feel like some things, I feel like there's can be a lot more long-term, like you can become not friends, but more like good acquaintances before you go on a date. An example, like the gym, like, instead of meeting a girl for the first time, getting her number, planning a date right away, you can be like, you just talk to her, hey, yeah, nice shoes, then like, boom, that's it. Just acquaintances, then do that a couple more times, kind of be friendly. You're not friends, because, I feel like friends, there's more to just being friends. You're more acquaintances, being friendly to her. Then eventually you can kind of see a vibe. You can see if she's wanting to talk to you back, if she just wants to ignore you. Then at that point, you can kind of more advance to like a date or something
That's
more
very
flirtatious.
interesting to hear from different point of view.
And I feel like I talked about this on one podcast, that I feel like this way is less risk, and there's less risk and less reward, versus like if you meet a girl once and you want to get her phone number, you want to plan a date, that's a lot of pressure on you in that one interaction. Versus you're like, okay, I think this girl's really pretty, but I'm not trying to ruin anything right away, so I'm just going to talk to her, then maybe do it within a couple weeks, keep talking to her, then but as I'm talking to her, I might find out she has a boyfriend. I might find out whatever. That will be less hard on me if she rejects me, versus like, hey, I want to get your number, and she says no. The first meeting, that's kind of hard. Versus like, you can just talk to her occasionally here and there, be friendly, then find out these things and be like, okay.
That's a move right there too.
Or like if you go to the gym, instead of talking to every girl you see right as you see her, you can like be friendly, but just like keep watching the gym and like, her boyfriend came with her today. I'm like, okay, like I understand now. I feel like there's been many times I'm like, this girl's pretty. Then I'm like, does they have a boyfriend? And then I was like, let me wait before I talk to this girl. I'm like, there he is. I'm like, cool. Like it's nothing like I'm not gonna hate her for having a boyfriend, but I'm just like, it's cool to know it won't work out without not asking.
Yeah.
Because I feel like guys really, we have to be the pursuers. So like knowing how to do it right, like brings less stress.
We don't chase, boss.
Okay, bro.
We don't chase.
Okay.
We don't.
Okay.
Okay. I'm just happy you know that because we don't do that.
Yeah.
We don't chase. We just go to the gym, we get these good grades, and we get the money. That's all we do.
That's right. No women. No.
I'm
Nothing.
just kidding. I'm just kidding. All right, bet. Well, we got to go, I think, probably. We got Godspeed by Wage War coming up next. Mr. Down, thank you for being on Chillin with Dylan.
Hey, no problem.
Make sure you guys follow me and Logan on Instagram. Mine's
That's
Dylan
right.
Dalton. His is Logan Upside Down.
Logan Upside Down.
Check out Chillin with Dylan on Spotify. It's vibes. Check out Chillin with Dylan on YouTube. It's also vibes.
Vibes.
And I know you're not going to do that, but I appreciate you at least thinking about it. Anyways, Godspeed Wage War coming up. We'll see you boys next Monday. Have a
Bye-bye.
good one.